Everyone, it's Michelle Angelique, Truth and Integrity Warrior, here to talk to you guys today about milk. What's going on with the milk? What's up with the lactose, or I'm thinking in Spanish right now, and the lactose, What's going on with lactose? So we have raw milk and then we have pasteurized milk, and those are two different types of milk, and we've separated completely from the raw, the natural, or the old customs of our great grandparents, and we've gone into this commercialization of everything, and we've lost information, or we haven't been told information. Let's put it that way. We only get a one side information of the coin, and they don't tell us the other side. And so lately, a lot of people have been talking about maintaining a low lectin diet. That's what I do. I have a low lectin diet, absolutely mandatory. And for those of you who know what I go through or what I live through, this nano-biotechnology that's in the body, I can't afford to ever have my immune system go down, because you can see it in my skin, you can see it in my face. This tech tears through when my immune system is low. It tears through regularly anyways, but it holds it back as long as my immune system is up and my defenses are there, my killer cells are right there and ready and steady, and I got my wall of defense up. So having a low lectin diet is necessary for anyone who has any type of chronic anything, and that's what I always recommend, because that's what I'm living and that's what I'm doing. I'm not telling you to do something I'm not doing. I'm telling you what I do, and if you choose to do it, and here we go. Here's the information. So I want to talk about raw milk, and I want to talk about evaporated milk, because it's the only milks that I can touch. I love lactose. I've been without it. I did that for a month, and my body just shrunk. As far as muscle mass, I don't go to the gym. I don't lift weights all day. I'm not a bodybuilder, but I got beautiful, strong like a fucking racehorse. Excuse me, I said a strong word right there, but I'm like a racehorse without having to go to the gym. Why? Because of what I'm putting into my body. Part of those are raw milk and evaporated milk. When I can't get the raw milk, and I use evaporated milk. And the evaporated milk, I also use it for high heats. I don't heat up my raw milk, because I kill off the proteins that make it safe for drinking. And so that's what I want to talk about, is the difference between the raw milk and pasteurized milk. Because we got raw milk from the old times, and then we got pasteurized milk that's in our commercial, past 60 years. That's what we've been drinking, and we have not recognized in general that the pasteurization of our dairy has been one of the biggest problems to human health, and we haven't been paying attention. It's still really not out there. The information is still not clear on this, and so they call it leaky gut syndrome. Let's just get real. We're eating things that's opening the intestine line, and feces is coming out, and it's going into the body, and it's making us sick. It's making us ill on multiple levels, and we're eating it all the time, and we don't recognize that we shouldn't be. Now, there are people who can have pasteurized milk, and they don't notice any problems. Then when your body starts getting chronic illnesses, you might want to start looking down this road. I'm not telling people what they have to do. I'm just giving information about what I do and why I do it. I'll tell you, I didn't know anything about pasteurized milk. I'd eat any cheese, drink any milk, and there was no problems. Once this nano-biotechnology started kicking in and started coming out of my skin, tearing through my body, everything had to change. I didn't know anything about anything that I needed to do. 3 years later, this is where I am, and this is the information that I'm giving out. So if you have chronic acne, chronic arthritis, you got Hashimoto's, you got any type of illness or something that should not be happening to the human body, to the human mind, to the human psychology, anything that's happening that's regular and it shouldn't be happening, and no medicine is helping, start changing the diet. Start looking at the diet so that the body can start building up and regenerating, because the body's built and made to regenerate. But we got to put the tools inside to make sure that happens. And so when we want to drink our milk, we want to either do raw milk, raw cheese, raw sour cream. Everything has to come from a raw milk base for it to be okay to go into the body and not bring down the immune system. And so raw milk does that. It allows, let me just go into the caseins. We got casein A1 and we got casein A2. It's like a seesaw. These proteins balance each other when pasteurized, and they're both in raw milk, right? There's other things in raw milk too, many more. These are not the only caseins out there, but what I'm saying is these two guys are a big factor when pasteurization comes into play. So they're in the raw milk and they're balanced. You drink the milk, everything's good with the intestines, the body, everything's working right. Immune system stays strong, everything's ready and steady. Then as soon as pasteurization starts kicking in, they start boiling this raw milk, then A1 starts kicking in and A2 disappears, right? And A1 then creates the problem that we got called high lectin. And so now our lactose got high lectin when it didn't have it originally in its raw form. So when that A2 casein is gone, then we have what is called leaky gut syndrome. And like I said, waste starts going out of the intestine, starts seeping out, and then all kinds of different problems start happening. Just problems that we don't even associate that has anything to do with the intestines. And so then people, and don't get mad at me vegans, okay? Don't get mad at me vegans, but I just got to use this as an example. Vegans start saying that milk and meat make people sick. It's pasteurized milk and pasteurized dairy that make people sick. Meat doesn't make people sick. The pasteurization of our dairy is making us sick. If you choose not to eat meat, it's because it's on ethical reasons, it's for ethical reasons, and it's correct to have that ethic, and it's correct to stand for what you believe in. But don't get it mixed up with the science, because ethics and science are two different things, and they're getting crossed in the vegan philosophy. Let's call it that, the vegan philosophy. And so if we're going to talk about milk, let's talk about milk the right way. What's going on with raw milk and what's going on with the pasteurization of milk with the human body. And then if we're going to talk about ethics, let's talk about ethics, what is right and what we should start doing to start taking care of our animals. Yeah, so that maybe one day we can then maybe stop eating them. But first, let's start taking care of them and have some respect for them. Yeah. So it's almost like a step-by-step thing. I had to say that for the vegans so that I don't get attacked in a million ways, because I know they can get really aggressive about what their philosophy is. It's like a religion, but I don't want it to get mixed up with what is going on with the dairy. So in California, I'm from California, from San Diego, California. Raw milk is a federal offense. It's punishable with going to federal prison for selling raw milk. It's a big deal. You can't sell raw milk because you just might fucking get healthy. So I said another bad word. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do my best. So no raw milk in California. You can't get it. So I gotta go stick to what is called evaporated milk. I'm in Mexico right now. I have no American brand. It's a Mexican brand. It's a Mexican brand I use here. Alpura, leche evaporada is what I use here in Mexico. If you're going to be getting evaporated milk, you want to make sure that it's the cleanest you can get. When I say cleanest you can get, that it doesn't have something extra in there that has nothing to do with your evaporated milk. I have a page on Instagram called Snafu Free Foods, and you'll be able to see a list of everything that I shop, what I get, where I get it, how much it costs. I'm always looking for things on a good price, you know. And so you'll be able to see where I buy what that's low lectin, and if that can help anybody, I'll put a link down below so that you can see that food list. But when we were talking about milk, it's about staying away from pasteurized dairy, period, and you'll see your health benefits you'll see the health benefits, I should say. The health benefits that everybody talks about, that when you stop eating dairy, you just start getting better. It's because you stop eating pasteurized dairy that we start getting better. And so that's my shout out today about the information about milk. I'll put a link below that I got from Tony Pantaresco, a really good link on somebody that created for raw milk, all the health benefits of it. It's almost like a encyclopedia of everything that has to do with raw milk. It's a fantastic website, and I'll be listing that down below. And I just thought it was very important and necessary to get this information out about why raw milk is so important. Keeps you strong like bull, strong like bull, strong like a horse. Because in these times we need to stay strong of mind, strong of body, strong of soul. So everybody, you be well out there. It's Michelle Angelique, Truth and Integrity Warrior. Peace out. So I recognize I didn't talk about two things that are very important. Why is evaporated milk okay to drink, and why doesn't it have high lectins? It's because it's been to the boiling point where the A1 is nullified, so that when you consume it, you don't have to worry about the high lectin. And so this is why it's raw milk with the proper balance, or it's evaporated milk where it's been the A1 casein protein has been evaporated to the point where you can consume it and not have to worry about your immune system going down. And the other thing was very important, I wanted to make sure not to forget this, is there is a milk out in the US. I haven't seen it here in Mexico, but it's important to maybe take a second look at this milk before buying it. I haven't gone very deep into it, and so I can't give you any facts, but just by what I read and what I notice is something that makes me question and have to go look at it, and that is this new milk called A2 milk. And so this A2 milk is about what I'm just talking about. It's removing the A1, or it's finding the balance, having the raw milk, A1, A2, these two proteins balance each other, and as long as they're in natural milk, all is good. But this milk is coming from cows that don't produce A1. And so if a cow's not producing something that it usually typically does produce, some might be engineered within that cow. And so these might be engineered cows. I can't state that I know this for a fact, but it's something that will make me go and question it before I put it into my body. I gotta go check out what's going on. So if you guys see this A2 milk out there in the United States, give a look. Just check and see if these cows have been genetically modified. I would recommend not touching. If I don't want engineered food, why would I want an engineered animal? Oh my gosh. So that's just something to look at. It's called A2 milk. Take a look, check it before you drink it, and that's my two parts that I wanted to make sure to get into this video. Peace out, everyone.